Fire Jimin saw a Haaland banner, then copied his walk and broke the internet. Face screaming in fear, Purple Heart, YouTube script, approximate 3,000 words, K-pop news/reaction style. SFX, crowd roar building, stadium chant fading in. Picture this, 70,000 people packed into the Allianz Arena. The lights are still down. The air smells like sweat, glitter, and anticipation. And somewhere backstage, a sound check is happening. The kind of quiet, low-key moment that usually nobody outside the venue ever hears about. Except this one didn't stay quiet. Because in the middle of that sound check, a single fan sign, handmade, slightly chaotic, and honestly kind of unhinged in the best way, turned into a moment so big that within hours it was trending in two completely different categories on two completely different platforms. One in music, one in sports. Yeah, sports. This is the story of how BTS's Jimin accidentally became a football icon for a day, and how one soundcheck joke turned into one of the most talked about clips of the entire Arirang World Tour. Let's get into it. Intro/channel hook, 0:30 to 1:15. Welcome back to the channel, Army. If you're new here, this is the place where we break down everything happening in the BTS and K-pop universe. The viral moments, the fan theories, the concert chaos, all of it. So if that's your thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because today's story is genuinely one of the funniest, most wholesome things to come out of this entire world tour. We're talking about Munich. We're talking about the Allianz Arena. We're talking about a banner with Thor, Erling Haaland, and Jimin on it, and what happened when Jimin actually saw it. Buckle up, because this one's a ride. Section 1. Setting the scene. BTS takes over Munich, 1:15 to 4 o'clock. Let's back up for a second and set the stage, because context makes this story even better. BTS is currently in the middle of the Arirang World Tour, and not just any world tour. This is being talked about as the largest tour any K-pop act has ever done. Dozens of shows, dozens of cities, for continents. This isn't a victory lap. This is a full-scale global takeover. And on July 11th and 12th, that takeover rolled into Munich, Germany, for 2 nights at the Allianz Arena, home turf of one of the most iconic football clubs on the planet, FC Bayern. Munich. That detail matters, by the way. Keep that in your back pocket, because football and BTS were about to collide in a way nobody saw coming. In fact, the football world already had one eye on this concert before it even started. The night before the first show, FC Bayern Munich's own social media account posted a video that had fans of both fandoms losing their minds. It featured Bayern players, including legendary goalkeeper Manuel Neuer, holding up army bombs, BTS's official light sticks, looking completely baffled by them. In the clip, Korean defender Kim Min-jae stepped in to explain what an army bomb actually does, walking his teammates through the concept of thousands of fans lighting up the stadium in sync. By the end of it, Neuer looked into the camera and gave BTS a shout-out, wishing them a great show. So before BTS had even played a single note in Munich, the city's own football club had basically rolled out the red carpet. The stage, pun intended, was already set for something a little unusual to happen. Fans were joking that this show already had main character energy before it even started, and they had no idea how right they were. Section 2. The sign that started it all, 4 to 8 o'clock. Every viral BTS moment usually starts the exact same way, with ARMY. Specifically, with one fan, one idea, and one homemade sign. During the soundcheck ahead of day 1 in Munich, the kind of pre-show routine most fans never even get a glimpse of. One ARMY in the crowd was holding up a banner. Not your typical, I love you Jimin sign. This one was a whole concept. The banner featured 3 figures side by side. On one end, Thor, the Norse god of thunder, as played by Chris Hemsworth, all blonde hair and cinematic muscle. In the middle, Erling Haaland, the Norwegian football superstar known for being an absolute unstoppable force on the pitch, also famously blonde. And on the other end, Jimin, also notably blonde at the moment. The labels on the banner made the joke crystal clear. Thor was labeled the god of thunder. Haaland was labeled the god of football. And Jimin was labeled, simply, our god. It's the kind of fan-made humor that lives and dies in seconds most of the time. A funny sign in a sea of thousands of signs, gone as soon as the next segment of soundcheck starts. Except this time, someone actually noticed it. That someone was Jhope. According to accounts from the day, Jhope was the one who spotted the banner first. And instead of just smiling and moving on like most idols would during a packed soundcheck schedule, he did something better. He called Jimin over to come see it for himself. Now imagine that moment. Jimin walking over, probably expecting some cute drawing or a birthday message, and instead being confronted with a full-blown mythology chart placing him alongside a Marvel superhero and one of the best strikers currently playing in the Premier League. Jimin's reaction, based on what fans captured, was priceless. He sat down to get a proper look. He pointed to each figure one at a time, like he was mentally working through the joke. Thor, okay, sure. Haaland, wait what? And then landing on himself labeled simply as our god, and he laughed. A genuine, caught-off-guard laugh. For fans watching this unfold, it was already one of the highlights of the day. A sweet, funny, low-stakes moment of an idol just being a person, cracking up at a joke army made about him. But this is BTS we're talking about. Nothing stays low stakes for long. Section 3. From soundcheck bit to main concert moment, 8 to 12:30. Here's where the story goes from cute soundcheck clip to genuinely viral moment that crossed over into an entirely different fandom. Because Jimin didn't just laugh at the banner and move on. He remembered it. Later that night, during the actual Day 1 concert in front of the full Allianz Arena crowd, we're talking tens of thousands of people, Jimin brought the joke back. He recreated Erling Haaland's now iconic walk on stage, in front of everyone. If you don't follow football, let me paint the picture for you, because the walk itself is basically a piece of pop culture at this point. When Haaland scores, which, let's be honest, happens a lot, he has this specific way of moving. Head up, shoulders back, a stride that's somehow both completely relaxed and completely deliberate at the same time, like he already knew he was going to score before the ball even left his foot. It's confident without trying to look confident, which honestly might be the most Haaland thing about it. And Jimin nailed it. Reports from the venue described the crowd recognizing what was happening almost instantly. The reaction, the roar, came before Jimin had even taken more than a few steps. That's how unmistakable the reference was. Thousands of people, many of whom had probably watched actual Bundesliga or Premier League highlights that same week, immediately clocked exactly what Jimin was doing and lost it. And once was apparently not enough. Based on fan accounts, Jimin repeated the walk again after seeing just how big the crowd's reaction was. Because if a bit is working, why would you only do it once? Clips of the moment started circulating on social media before the concert had even ended. That's the speed we're talking about here. Not the next morning, not a few hours later. During the show itself, fans were already cutting together the soundcheck footage. The banner, Jhope spotting it, Jimin's laugh. Next to the concert clip of the walk, creating this perfect little narrative arc in under 60 seconds. Fan makes joke, Jimin sees joke, Jimin becomes joke. It's the kind of full-circle moment that content creators dream about, and ARMY delivered it in real time. Section 4. When two fandoms collide, 1230 to 1700 hours. Here's the part of the story that made this so much bigger than your average concert clip. Because Erling Haaland isn't just some random athlete. He is, right now, arguably one of the most recognizable footballers on the planet. A Manchester City striker, a Norway international, someone whose highlight reels rack up millions of views regardless of what fandom you're in. Which means the moment Jimin's walk clip started spreading, it didn't just stay inside K-pop spaces. It crossed straight into football spaces. Sports outlets picked it up. Football fan accounts started sharing it. At one point, according to reports, the moment was significant enough that Jimin was trending in the sports category on X, while Haaland was simultaneously trending in the music category. Think about how rare that actually is. Two completely different fan bases, who under normal circumstances have almost zero overlap, suddenly finding themselves in the same conversation because of a 10-second stage moment. Football-focused pages jumped on it too. Even international sports media outlets picked up the clip and shared it with their own audiences, many of whom had probably never watched a full BTS performance in their life, but instantly understood the reference because the walk itself is so recognizable. And on the fan side, the reaction was pure, uncut joy. Side-by-side comparison videos started popping up everywhere, with fans lining up Jimin's stage walk directly against actual footage of Haaland after scoring a goal, highlighting just how close the mannerisms actually were. The posture, the pace, even small details in how he carried his shoulders. People were commenting things like they couldn't stop laughing, that this was exactly the kind of chaotic, wholesome content they didn't know they needed, and that Jimin fully understood the assignment. There's something genuinely special about watching two completely unrelated worlds, elite football and global pop culture, collide over something this lighthearted. No controversy, no drama, just one idol seeing a funny fan sign and deciding to fully commit to the bid in front of a sold-out stadium. And honestly, that's peak Jimin. If you followed him for any length of time, you know this is exactly his energy. Someone who will take a joke and run with it, who isn't afraid to be a little goofy on one of the biggest stages of his career, and who clearly feeds off the crowd's reaction in real time. Section 5. The soccer ball callback on day 2, 17 to 2100 hours. Now here's where it gets even better, because Munich apparently wasn't done handing BTS football-themed material. On day 2 of the Munich shows, the football energy came right back, this time courtesy of V. According to fan reports from the second concert, V came out during a segment fully dressed in an FC Bayern Munich kit, soccer ball in hand, essentially continuing the theme the fandom had already built around the first night. And who ended up with the ball? Jimin, of course. Fans described him kicking it around and juggling it on his knee during the performance, which, combined with the Haaland walk from the night before, cemented an entire ongoing joke among fans. Some started jokingly calling him Park Haaland for the rest of the tour stop, blending his real name with the footballers in true internet fashion. It's a small thing, but it says a lot about how these tours work behind the scenes. A single fan-made banner at a soundcheck didn't just create one viral clip. It created a running bit that carried across 2 entire shows, evolved with new members joining in, and gave the whole Munich stop its own unique identity within the wider tour. If you're a fan who's been following the Arirang World Tour city by city, you'll know that's kind of the magic of it. Every stop tends to develop its own little inside joke, its own signature moment that fans from that specific show can say you had to be there for it about. Except in this case, thanks to social media, everyone got to be there for it anyway. Section 6. The emotional side of Munich, 21 to 2400 hours 30. Now, as fun and chaotic as the Haaland walk moment was, it's worth remembering that this tour stop had heart behind it too, and that's part of why the lighter moments hit so well. They weren't happening in a vacuum. They were happening inside 2 shows that were clearly meaningful for both the members and the fans who traveled to be there. During his closing remarks on day 2, Jimin took a moment to speak directly to the crowd about what the 2 nights had meant to him. He talked about how much fun the city had been over both shows, and he specifically acknowledged just how far so many armies had traveled to be there, calling it an enormous gift to the group. He said seeing that kind of dedication made him incredibly happy, and thanked fans from the bottom of his heart. He promised that because of how much love the fans kept showing them, the group would keep preparing even better songs and performances for the next time they meet. And he made a point of saying that they would be back. He closed by wishing everyone health and happiness until then, and telling the crowd how much he loved them. It's a good reminder that behind every viral clip, behind every funny walk or soccer ball bit, there's a real show happening, real effort, real travel, real connection between the group and the people who showed up for them. The comedy and the emotion aren't separate things on a night like this. They're part of the same experience. Other members had their own reflections on the 2 Munich shows too. Jhope reportedly described the concert as incredible and said he felt genuinely happy performing there. Jungkook, during his own closing remarks, brought out a special song for the crowd. And even Suga touched on the idea of the group returning to Munich again in the future. So while this video is mostly about one very funny, very viral football-flavored moment, it's worth zooming out and remembering the bigger picture. 2 nights, 1 stadium, thousands of fans, and a group that clearly still finds joy in connecting with their audience in ways big and small, whether that's an emotional thank you speech or an impromptu Haaland walk. Section 7. Why this moment worked so well, 24:30, 27:30. So let's talk for a second about why this specific moment ended up blowing up the way it did, because it's actually a pretty interesting case study in what makes content go viral in 2026. First, there's the surprise factor. Nobody walks into a BTS concert expecting a Premier League reference. That mismatch, high-production K-pop stadium show meets footballer's signature walk, is inherently funny just because of how unexpected it is. Second, there's the layered storytelling. This wasn't just one clip. It was a sequence. The banner, the reaction, the walk, the repeat, and then the day 2 callback with the soccer ball. Fans got to watch a joke build across 2 nights, which kept people engaged and sharing new updates instead of the moment dying out after 24 hours like most viral clips do. Third, and this might be the most important part, Jimin fully committed. He didn't just wave at the sign and move on. He internalized the joke, brought it back later in front of tens of thousands of people, and then leaned into it again the next day. That level of buy-in from the actual artist is what turns a fan joke into an actual moment, instead of just something that lives in the replies of one tweet. And finally, there's the crossover appeal. Because Haaland is such a globally recognized figure outside of K-pop spaces, this clip had a built-in bridge to an entirely different, massive audience. It's rare for a K-pop moment to trend in a sports category, and that crossover exposure is exactly why this ended up getting picked up by outlets and pages that don't normally cover BTS at all. Put all of that together, and you get exactly what happened. A soundcheck joke that turned into one of the most talked about clips of the entire European leg of the tour. Section 8. Fan Reactions Roundup 27:30, 29:30. Before we wrap up, let's talk about how ARMY, and honestly, football fans too, reacted online, because the comment sections on this one were an absolute treat. Plenty of fans pointed out how naturally funny Jimin is on stage, saying moments like this are exactly why they love following him. He's serious about performing, but he never takes himself too seriously as a person. Others focused on the banner itself, joking about the boldness of putting Jimin on the same tier as Thor and one of the best strikers in the world, and honestly agreeing with the label. On the football side, fans of Haaland himself seemed just as entertained, with plenty of comments joking about how accurate the impression actually was, right down to the posture and pacing. Some fans even started joking, only half seriously, about how close we might be to an actual Jimin Haaland meetup someday, whether at a match or somewhere else entirely. And a lot of fans simply appreciated the wholesomeness of the whole thing. No controversy, no drama, just a group of people making a funny sign, an idol appreciating the joke enough to bring it back on stage, and 2 entirely different fan bases finding common ground over something silly and joyful. Outro 29:30, 30:30. And that's the story of how one fan's homemade banner turned into one of the most viral, most talked about moments of BTS's Munich stop on the Arirang World Tour. A moment that started as a joke about Thor, Haaland, and our God, and ended with Jimin trending in a sports category next to one of the best footballers on the planet. It's these kinds of moments that remind you why following this tour city by city has been so much fun. You genuinely never know what's going to happen, whether it's a heartfelt thank you speech, a surprise callback with a soccer ball, or an idol fully committing to becoming a football icon for one night only. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let me know down in the comments. Do you think Jimin nailed the Haaland walk? And which city do you think is going to give us the next big viral tour moment? Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next update from the Arirang World Tour. Hit that like button if this made you smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye ARMY. Purple Heart. Note: this script is based on publicly reported fan and media accounts of BTS's July 11th to 12th, 2026 Munich concerts as part of the Arirang World Tour. Quoted material has been paraphrased. For exact statements, refer to original source coverage.